And good evening, everybody. Tad Kazanevsky, Kevin Schulz, and Jake Clark set here to bring you action. Sterling versus Haddonfield. This is the semifinal game. The winner of this will go on to the Group 2 championship game. This is a game these two teams played 10 years ago in this gym. Sterling was able to come away with the upset.
Well, definitely two teams that know each other very well. Sterling coming away with a tight win in the first game, and then Haddonfield winning by a lot more in that second game.
C.J. Mondell to jump center and get us underway. The Knights in blue. Knights will control it first. And the freshman, Vermeer Long, will set things up.
Yeah, this is a strong team that was slumping a little bit when they played Haddonfield the second time, but they've really played well, especially in the last two games.
Kicking it around the outside. Vermeer Long again. Being patient. This is a three. Shot no good. Tipped back out, rebounded by Haddonfield.
Well, good ball movement by Sterling early on there, getting the open look to Walter Garrison.
Yeah, not the best shot, Mr. Schulz, but definitely good ball movement out there on the perimeter.
Looking to go inside. This is what Sterling was trying to fix from last game. There's a three-pointer. It's good. Sam Narducci on the board. He has a three.
Well, that's what's going to happen if the defenders collapse down low. They're going to kick it back out.
Very important for Sterling to get off to a good start. We're under 7 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Sterling down 3-0. Drive here, right side. Langdon has it rejected.
And right where Walter Garrison he's picking up right where he left off, Mr. Schulz. I mean, nice job. He's been a defensive anchor here for the Knights in this late postseason run and done a phenomenal job on the boards, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, very encouraged what Sterling's been able to do in the first two trips on the floor in the low post. Got the outside shot on a kick out, but they had the low post covered both times.
Haddonfield leading at 3-0 in the paint. Good fake, goes back, loose ball taken up by CJ.
Yeah,
Knights on the run, on the break. McFadden has it knocked away. Sterling still down 3, 6.5 to go here, first quarter.
Sterling right now really trying to spread things out.
Now they're going to call a foul against, I believe, on the pick. So that's against Garrison, his first, the team's first. 6:19 to go, first quarter. Sterling trails at 3-0.
Good ball movement here.
Round the perimeter, right up the paint. Here's a three, way up there and long off the shot by Langdon.
Sterling's doing a nice job right now of collapsing out on those corners when they're doing a nice job of rotating defensively to not give the Bulldogs an open shot.
5:45 to go, first quarter. Knights trail at 3-0. Cross-court pass, Mundell drives the paint. A little too hard off the glass. Haddonfield on the run. Haddonfield with the ball in the lead. They lead at 3-0.
Good job of Sterling, not allowing the Haddonfield to finish on that fast break.
Garrison knocked that away on a break and laying it in beautifully is McFadden. Sterling down 1.
Yeah, nice job of McFadden getting ahead of the pack, and even better job of seeing him getting the pass there.
A nice job by Walter Garrison. He poked it away and was able to get a nice outlet there to Jadis McFadden, who cashed in on the other end.
10-footer up and down on the calls. Narducci wanted to shoot it and came back down. The problem you're going to have, guys, when you look at this Haddonfield team, they are almost going to have everyone back. They have one senior, Teddy Bond. Everybody else junior or under.
Well, good job there by Sterling. Again, collapsing down on the ball and forcing Haddonfield into an unforced turnover.
5 minutes to go here. Sterling down 1. Not anymore. C.J. Mondale for 3. And Sterling leads it 5-3.
Good shot there by Mundell with the defender closing out, and a nice job of just being unfazed in a high-pressure environment.
Well, if they hit from the outside, especially C.J. Mondell, going to force him to guard closer. We've seen what he can do with an electrifying, fast first step to the basket.
Stolen away by Mondell. Mondell runs the floor. Alley-oop, Mondell, kaboom! C.J. Mondell puts it home, and Sterling leads it 7-3.
Well, we're at Haddonfield, but that one got the Sterling crowd into the game.
Sterling leads it 7-3. We're at the 4-minute mark here, first quarter. Sterling needed to get off to a good start. So far they have, leading it by 4. From the foul line, no good. The freshman rebounding is long.
And we talk about all the time, Mr. Schulz, how Sterling feeds off the energy and the nice turnout from the super fans, and that's a big highlight energy play there on the slam dunk alley-oop from C.J. Mondell.
3:40 to go, first quarter. Sterling leading it 7-3. Here from Haddonfield's gym, the winner goes to the South Jersey Championship game. Sterling trying to do what they did in this gym 10 years ago, upset Haddonfield to go to that championship game where they went on to lose to Medford Tech.
And guys, I'm getting word that at the end of the third quarter, it is 47-33 Middle Township leads. Could be an upset watch.
Here's a fast break for the Bulldogs. Nice play, but hard off the glass, no foul. Talking to Coach, McFadden brings it up.
Yeah,
what a job by Coach here. 2 division titles in his first 3 seasons.
That's an excellent job of Sterling with 2 defenders forcing Narducci to put it hard off the glass.
And a nice job, good call by Coach Behringer to just slow the pace of the game down. No need to get out and run and take a bad shot in transition.
Foul goes against Haddonfield. That'll be their first team foul.
And Jacob, to what you're saying, Sterling's looking for the fast break, but if it's not there, they're not forcing things. And we've seen times during the year where they have done that, and it's put them into a turnover situation.
Travis Schmidt into the game. Kelvin Russell now into the game for Sterling. Of course, Travis with that half-court shot at the end of halftime in the last game. CJ drives, falling down, gets a shot off. They're going to say travel and a turnover. It's 2:49 to go, first quarter. Sterling leads it 7-3.
And, of course, Russell and Schmidt in this game, 2 key contributors, and that's been a big part of what Sterling's been able to do early on in the playoffs, have a lot of people contributing.
Sterling by 4 here in the first quarter. Get a good look at it down this side of the floor. Good drive. Thrown away. Good job as it's taken in. Here come the Knights. Mondell. Mondell lost the handle. Coming right back at it here is Bond. Bond has it knocked away. Let's see. It's going to be Haddonfield ball.
2 really good defensive possessions there for Sterling. One via Walter Garrison, the other by Jadis McFadden. Good job by Jadis to stop the transition take for Bond there. It'll still stick with Haddonfield.
2:20 to go, first quarter. Sterling leading 7-3. Inside shot too long. Rebounded by Mondell, who's controlled the defensive glass thus far.
And Mr. Schultz, that was a good drawn inbound play and just poor execution and great defense from the Knights.
Out of bounds, Sterling ball. 7-3, Sterling leads it. Into the game now is Nate Roffling, a junior. He'll replace Zach Langen. Sterling inbound, leading it by 4. Mondell picks it up. For a pick. Goes inside. Stolen away again. The turnovers are going to kill Sterling tonight.
And this is a Haddonfield team that really does a great job cutting off the passing lanes.
Around the perimeter, Haddonfield trailing by 4. Blocked away by Mondell. Mondell on a break. Inside McFadden. He's fouled and counted. McFadden's going to go to the free-point line, or excuse me, the free-throw line for a chance for a 3-point play.
And that's definitely a case of Sterling getting good defense and turning it into an offensive opportunity. And that's what we see the Sterling team do when they're playing very well, and they're definitely doing it now.
And if you're Sterling, it favors you to go out and run on the break. Nice job by Jadis McFadden, showing off some muscle, taking the contact, and still getting the shot to drop.
Nice rebound off the glass, no good by Garrison. 1:35 to go, first quarter. Sterling leads at 9-3. So far, the refs have been in the favor for Sterling, who's a much more aggressive team.
Yeah, and we've seen both teams have shots hard off the glass. I think these players are just a little bit amped up here early on.
Well, and the refs are letting them play to Mr. K's point. The refs are very lenient so far throughout this first quarter.
Yeah, and I think that favors Sterling with the way they play perimeter defense, with the help defense. You know, one thing obviously they don't want to do, and one thing that's hampered them this year is when they've gotten into foul trouble.
1 minute to go, first quarter. Knights with the ball. They lead at 9-3. Kick up. Good play inside. Garrison is fouled underneath. That'll be the third team foul against the Bulldogs.
That was great ball movement there by the Knights. Good job. They didn't keep the ball in the corner too long with Haddonfield looking to press and trap, and a nice job by both Schmid and McFadden to just get rid of it while they were in the corner.
41 seconds to go, first quarter. Knights with the ball. They lead at 9-3. Mundell comes all the way down our end. They don't need him, though. Garrison picks it up. Back to Mundell, who gets across midcourt. See if Sterling wants last shot here with 39 seconds to go, first quarter. Cross-court pass and off the hands of Kelvin Russell. The unforced turnovers are going to kill you.
Yeah, and that's what you can't do against this Haddonfield team in the half-court set, have those long cross-court passes, because in most cases, in a lot of cases, they're going to pick it off and go the other way. Sterling kind of was fortunate there just to get the turnover.
Sterling's been fortunate all game, too, to be playing great defense.
Kaboom! Dyer Roddy for three. It's now a 9-6 game with 16 seconds to play, first quarter. And an offensive foul against C.J. Mundell.
Yeah, it was tough to see if the feet were set, but once you extend that hand, you're going to get the call against you.
9.4 seconds to go in the first quarter. Somebody's got to come off the floor here. They brought off Mundell. We mentioned for Mundell, that's his first foul. A three-pointer can tie it. Final 9 seconds, first quarter. There's your three. In and out. Rebound to Garrison. Garrison up to side and incomplete. So we played 1 quarter of action here from Haddonfield. Sterling leads it 9-6.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sterling Channel 19. Sterling with a 9-6 lead over the Haddonfield Bulldogs, the number 1 seed in this South Jersey Group 2 semifinal round. And a very physical first quarter for both teams, but a big issue for Sterling so far in these playoffs. It's those second quarter woes after getting good starts in that first quarter.
Yeah, well, right now they got the game in their favor. They got good momentum, but only a 3-point lead to show for it, and that's because Haddonfield has also done very well in the defensive end. It's really going to be about who can find ways, better passes, better shots that they can get, because right now both teams are locked in on defense.
Something I also realized, very turnover-heavy first for both sides. I mean, Sterling not giving it away as much as Haddonfield has, but again, both sides have been going back and forth in this first quarter, very physical, and we'll get to see what this second quarter brings as we're about ready to get things underway.
And Mr. K was saying how turnovers are going to come back and kill you, and how Sterling had a lot of turnovers, but Sterling played well defensively to take the ball away and nullify those turnovers. Let's see how that turnover battle works out in the second quarter.
Yeah, Sterling only allowing 2 baskets in that opening quarter by Haddonfield, both threes. Haddonfield starting with possession here in this second quarter, having a chance to at least cut this lead down to 1 or possibly tie it up. Glad you're with us here on this broadcast. That pass intercepted there by Walter Garrison.
And that was a phenomenal defensive possession there by Sterling. They did a really good job of just moving with the ball, playing on man. No man got caught on a screen or anything like that, and they were able to force a turnover.
Johnson finds McFadden. He drives inside. Layup off the glass is good. First points of the second quarter, and the Knights now have a 5-point lead.
And that's McFadden's bread and butter. He goes up strong on that left-hand side and uses the right hand off the glass. Strong take there by Jadis McFadden.
Guys, coming into this game, Coach wanted to take the pain away. So far, they're doing it. Not here, though.
Oh. Spined inside, but Mundell denies.
And that's the biggest thing, Jake, that Coach said they needed. They gave up too many inside points in the last game here tonight. So far, everybody's helping.
Yeah, and right now, Mr. K, Haddonfield only has 6 points, and all 6 points are via the 3-ball. So that's something to look out for. If they can't score inside, watch the perimeter.
There's an inbound there to Morris. Out to Roddy. He gets that to Ryan. About 6.5 remaining here in this first half. Here's a drive that gets stripped away. A foul is called.
They're trying to figure out who the foul is against, who's on the floor.
It's going to be on C.J. Mundell.
And that's his second, so you got to keep an eye on him. He's the engine that makes this thing run.
It'll be Zion Arnett checking in for Mundell. Right now, clock is stopped with 6:27 to go. And it's Roddy to inbound it. Here's a three from the corner, and it is good for Sam Narducci. So that'll cut this lead down to 2 for the Knights.
Well drawn up inbound play there for the Bulldogs, and they were able to cash in and capitalize with 3.
Sterling trying to answer. McFadden gets to Long. Then it's Arnett who loses it, but he finds Johnson. And we'll get a foul. It's going to be a traveling violation. So that'll give Haddonfield the ball back.
And now Sterling has to amp it up, especially with Mundell off the floor. They need somebody to step up defensively down that low post.
Again, it says unforced turnovers, guys. Got to stop the unforced errors.
Something they had a problem with in that first quarter. So far, trend continuing in this one.
Low post advantage right now for Haddonfield.
They find inside to their big man, and he puts it through, ties it up at 11.
And that's the problem with CJ not being in the game. That's the part of the game that ate up Sterling in the second meeting of these two teams.
That was Nate Rolfing who got the basket for the Bulldogs. McFadden finds Long. Long drives, loses it. And it looks like it's going to be Walter Garrison who gets it back. He finds McFadden quickly.
And now Haddonfield's doing a nice job of running this trap. They're running a bit of a man. And now it looks like they're switching into zone.
Jumper is blocked there by Rolfing. It's Haddonfield who gets it back. Here's Morris. He drives, working against 2 defenders, finds a man in the corner. Find inside, shot is no good, but a foul is called.
Yeah, Sterling's got to find a solution for this inside low post game because things are starting to get away from them with fouls and points.
It's going to be Patrick Ryan to shoot from the line for the Bulldogs.
And we talked about how the refs were letting them play in that first quarter. Now starting to see Sterling get into a little bit more foul trouble in the second.
Shot is no good by Ryan.
They're bringing in Travis right now. Travis is going to have to match up against the big man now.
Here comes the second shot from Ryan, trying to give Haddonfield the lead. And he does. So now a 12-11 Haddonfield lead, less than 5 minutes remaining here in this first half. Glad you're with us. I'm Brian McClernand, joined by Jake Clark and the great Tad Kazanowski. So Long gets that to McFadden. Back to Long.
Brian, this is where Sterling's offense has to figure out what to do without CJ out there.
Schmid chucks up a 3. Shot there, no good. Rebounded by Roddy. And what we do notice, Sterling's offense usually does take a bit of a step back whenever we don't see Mundell on the floor. That shot is no good. Rebounded by McFadden.
And this is the guy you need to step up with the ball in his hands right now is Jace McFadden, especially with Mundell not on the floor.
The shot was blocked. It was a nice offensive rebound by Schmid, but his shot does not go. Haddonfield gets it back.
Not the best shot selection there for the Knights on that trip down the floor.
And the 3 is good by Sam Narducci. He has nailed it from beyond the arc so far in this game. A timeout is called. Haddonfield's got a 4-point lead.
Real good timeout, Jake. You could sense the momentum was slipping away from Sterling there. And the big man Roffling, just the juniors, wreaking havoc inside. They're overplaying him on that last play. It left the three-pointer open.
Yeah, and when they collapse, as Mr. Schultz talks about all the time, once there's a collapse down in the paint, it's easy for a kick out to the corner, and we've seen Narducci knock down a couple of threes.
Yeah, so far about halfway through this second quarter, Sterling's got just 1 bucket.
And again, I think that's kind of the problem. When CJ's not out there, they don't have the same flow to their offense. You had a couple nice shots by Travis. Travis just couldn't put it in.
It seems like Sterling, they have kind of a comfort level when Mundell is out there on the floor because they know they have a guy to rely on. But once you lose that, you kind of just lose the flow, as you said. And now they're just kind of all over the place, not getting shots to go through.
I think it's a bigger hurt defensively without him out there because they start to overplay in the paint, and that allows Haddonfield, who has 4 or 5 guys on the court that can shoot it from anywhere, to be able to knock those shots down. But Mundell is now back on the floor for the Knights.
So less than 4 minutes remaining in this second quarter. Sterling down by 4.
Yeah, and I think Coach identified he's got to have CJ back out there, flow the offense.
Mundell chucks up a 3 from the corner, and it is good. Now look what happens when Mundell is back.
And he's such an X factor for these guys. They thrive with him out there on the court, one of the senior leaders, and really just elevates the game of the Knights all season long.
So Haddonfield's lead cut down to 1. They're trying to respond. Can't get the dunk to go. It's Mundell who steals it away. Here's McFadden. He drives, and a foul is called.
That's the second time we've seen McFadden do that from the baseline. He's been very effective with that, drawing a foul.
So it's McFadden to shoot from the line.
It's a real neat perspective you get here, especially on this foul shot.
And the shot is good by McFadden. Ties it up at 15.
Strategy here, Coach puts a lot of confidence in McFadden in his free throw shooting. He sends everybody else down, saves them a little energy.
Here comes his second shot. And it goes. The Knights now have a 16-15 lead.
Huge free throw line trip for Jadis McFadden, and it was fantastic for the Knights that he could go 2 for 2 at the line.
Here's a 3 ball. That is good. Sam Narducci unstoppable when shooting threes so far today.
What's wild, you especially see from this perspective, the players on the bench, feet are on the floor, and he almost tripped after he made that.
Long chucks up a 3, and that shot too strong. And it's Narducci who gets the rebound. Right inside to Rolfing, working against Schmid, and he bests him.
Yeah, they have no answer for Rolfing. I think Rolfing, he can eat him up right now. They had to take CJ off him with the 2 fouls.
So Haddonfield with a 20-16 lead. A little less than 2.5 to go in this first half. Here's a 3 from Julian Johnson, too strong. And a rebound there by Zach Langen.
And right now, Sterling's just not getting good looks on their past 2 possessions down the floor. And Haddonfield has gotten really good looks from the outside via Narducci and on the inside via Rolfing.
So far, that 1-2 punch really working out for Haddonfield. That 3 ball in and out. But an offensive rebound by Rolfing. So Haddonfield gets it back for now. Narducci chucks up another 3. That one cannot go. He gets the rebound back.
Travis is trying to get position under there, number 10 for Sterling, but Rolfing keeps whacking it back out.
And guys, getting word on the other semifinal game, that is a final with Middle Township being victorious over Cinnaminson. So an upset there as the 3 seed goes down.
So the winner of this game will host the championship on Tuesday. Sterling, if they can pull the upset, would be back in our gym Tuesday.
So here is McFadden. He finds Mundell. Mundell chucks up a 3. Shot is good. Big 3 for CJ Mundell. Cuts the Haddonfield lead down to 3.
The only thing that can stop CJ is fouls tonight. He's on fire.
Big shot, especially when momentum was swinging towards the Bulldogs. Nice job to cut into that momentum and cut into the lead there for CJ Mundell.
So Haddonfield trying to answer back. They lead at 22-19, less than a minute to go. That shot is good by Dare Roddy. So it's now a 5-point game, 50 seconds remain in this second quarter. Here's Mundell. Nice find to McFadden. And that shot is good. What a drive by Jadis McFadden.
What a beautiful cut there by Jadis McFadden as they get a travel there on Roddy. But a beautiful cut from McFadden. He cut from the corner to the baseline. Mundell found him in a nice acrobatic layup there for Jadis McFadden.
Yeah, McFadden realized if he went on the near side of the hoop, he was going to get rejected. Managed to get a little English and spin it off the glass.
35.4 seconds remaining. here in this second quarter. Knights trail by 3. 24-21 your score. Here's Garrison, keeps it in play, gets it to McFadden. Working against a couple defenders, finds Mundell. Mundell, step back 3, no good. And it was Garrison who tried to get the rebound but was unsuccessful. It's Roddy who gets it for the Bulldogs.
That was a forced shot. That's not one CJ should have taken there.
10 seconds remain. Haddonfield looking for a final shot. They lead it by 3. 5 seconds left. Corner 3 is no good. The shot will not count.
Going to get a foul on the play there.
It's going to be on Zach Langen.
That was away from the ball, setting a screen.
So 3.3 seconds left. Sterling looking for a quick inbound. Gets it to Mundell. Mundell to half court, drives, shot, no good. And that is going to end this first half of play. Haddonfield Bulldogs 24, the Sterling Knights 21 after the first half. Second half action coming up right after this. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sterling Channel 19. Haddonfield with a 24-21 lead over the Knights as we're about ready, or about a minute away from getting started here in this second half. As the big weakness so far for Sterling at this point, they have not been able to stop Sam Narducci from shooting immaculate threes today.
Yeah, I mean, he's been on fire from the outside. I can recall we didn't get the halftime scores. This is an away game, but I believe he has at least 12 points. He hit, I think, 4 threes. So he's done a phenomenal job of just when the paint gets clogged, he's been that guy that when they dish it out to him, they can count on him, and he's cashing in from the outside.
And obviously not a guy you want to lose track of. We've seen that, but also, we talked about in that first quarter how well Sterling defended in the low post. The help defense came down, collapsed, forced him to kick it out. In that second quarter, Nate Rolfing really had his way down in the low post. So that's going to be a key moving forward.
Yeah, it was that big 1-2 punch for Haddonfield. It was Narducci with shooting threes, and then in the low post with Rolfing. That's something that Sterling's going to have to keep a watch on in that second half.
Sterling on their end went into a drought. I believe didn't score until 4 minutes into that second quarter. And the guy who's got the hot hand for them, obviously, is C.J. Mondell from the outside. So look for Haddonfield to guard him a little bit closer here.
So it'll be McFadden to inbound, and Sterling will start with possession here in this second half. Glad you're with us, as whoever wins this game will be the host of the South Jersey Group 2 Finals game. It's Premier Long who gets that one out to Mundell. This second half is underway.
You see two defenders get right on C.J. Mondell. The first time he got the ball out on the perimeter, kind of sending a message, and I'm sure that was a big part of what Coach Wiedemann had to say at halftime.
Here's Long. That pass intercepted by Patrick Ryan. So now Haddonfield will have their first possession of the second half. They lead it by 3. Here's Langen. Nice find inside. Narducci gets it out to Roddy. Roddy working against Long. He finds Langen. Langen chucks up a 3. Shot is no good. Rebound by Julian Johnson. He quickly gets that to Mundell. Floater for McFadden. Across the court to Johnson. Johnson chucks up a 3. The shot was tipped. It will go out of play.
You want to pick and choose your cross-court passes. We've had a few ill-advised ones. That was a good one, though, because Johnson was wide open, got a good look. See right now, inbounding on that side where, my goodness, I never realized how little room they had till in that break I was looking. There's feet out on the floor.
Mundell passed to Long. Long working against the defender. He gets it to Garrison. Back to Long. Long drives, a nice spin move. Gets it out to Johnson. Johnson chucks up a 3. Shot is a little bit off. And a rebound by Langen.
Now, other than C.J. Mondell, Sterling's really going cold from the perimeter.
Nice defensive play by Garrison. He drives, and the shot is good. And that's going to be a foul. I believe it. Is that going to be on Langen?
It's definitely on Haddonfield. They're sending Walter Garrison to the line. That was a nice Euro step into the lane there. And now Garrison can convert and tie the game.
Boy, Walter Garrison's really played with a lot of confidence in these last couple of games, especially with his drives to the basket, moving laterally and just doing what he has to do to finish.
So first bucket of this third quarter ties it up at 24. 6:20 to go in this third quarter. Good find inside. Layup is no good. Ball is loose on the ground. And it's going to be a jump ball.
Nice job there by Ramir Long to force a jump ball, really hitting the hardwood, and now changes the possession arrow.
So it's going to be Dyer Roddy to inbound it. And that one goes out of play. It's going to remain Haddonfield ball. This time it's going to be Teddy Bond to inbound it. Finds Narducci. He gets it out to Roddy. And here is a three ball that is well undershot. And it goes out of play. And the Sterling superfans here traveling well, they're going to let them know about it too.
And you could see the way that Walter Garrison was playing off of Langen there. He gave him that shot and was smart enough to give it to him. He well undershot that.
Well, you see Rolfing come down back in the game here, and it was a situation where Sterling did a good job defending down in the low post. A couple trips down the floor ago, but it's a big difference when Rolfing's down there and what he's able to do. So it'll be interesting to see.
McFadden finds inside to Long, kicks it back out to Johnson, then to McFadden. McFadden drives inside, makes a nice move. The shot cannot go. Rebound by Sam Narducci. Narducci working against Long, gets it outside to Bond. Nice find inside to Rolfing, working against two defenders and uses the glass to give Haddonfield the lead, 26-24.
Yeah, you almost think you got to find a way somehow to front Rolfing because they're really going to feed him down in the low post.
And there's just nothing that Julian Johnson, being the primary defender, can do. Rolfing just has the size.
A foul called right there. So with 5:16 left to go in this third quarter, that's going to send Jadis McFadden to the line.
And the problem is, if you try fronting him, that's going to leave you leave Haddonfield more room out on the perimeter. And we saw what guys the likes of Sam Narducci can do when he even gets just a little bit room out there.
McFadden from the line. First shot is good. So now he's got a chance to tie it up with the second one. And he does. And I believe now McFadden, he's 4 for 4 from the line today.
Yeah, and that's huge for Sterling, is being able to knock down the free throws. We saw in the girls' game, they went 2 for 11 from the line, and that ultimately cost them. Boys doing a nice job at the line here today so far.
Yeah, they didn't front Rolfing, but they denied him ball. It's a great job by Walter Garrison using his length.
That pass gets away. As it was McFadden who was trying to look for Mundell at the corner. So we're now tied 26 apiece, 4:57 remaining in this third quarter. So here is Narducci. Gets it out to Roddy, then finds Rolfing. Here's Langen, gets it to Rolfing. Some good ball movement so far. That shot is blocked. Somehow Haddonfield gets it back. Here's a three. That is no good, a bit too strong. McFadden with the rebound. It's stolen away. Haddonfield able to keep it in bounds nicely. So here's Narducci, finds a man in the corner. Here's a three, that is good. Teddy Bond from the corner makes it a 29-26 Haddonfield lead. So now here's C.J. Mundell and the Knights trying to answer back. Halfway through this third quarter. The Bulldogs lead it by 3. Johnson gets it to Garrison. Garrison working against 2 defenders, gets it out to Johnson.
Not great ball movement early on in this half-court set. And, you know, when they had Haddonfield out of position with great ball movement, you saw what Jadis McFadden was able to do in that drive to the basket. Really had Haddonfield chasing them.
Here's Garrison. A nice step there. Shot cannot go. Rebound there by Langen.
And that's a bit of a forced shot there from Walter Garrison. Definitely not the shot that you're looking for, especially in a tightly contested game, and you're down right now on the scoreboard by 3.
Haddonfield trying to add on. Pass gets away. It goes out of play there. Travis Schmid checking into the game for Julian Johnson. It's going to be Haddonfield ball. Roddy gets it out to Narducci. Narducci chucks up a 3. Shot does not go. It's Long who gets the rebound. Then finds McFadden. He drives inside. Uses the glass, and the layup is good.
And that's that great body control by Jadis McFadden, finishing that one off.
And that's exactly what you need right there if you're Sterling. The half-court game favors Haddonfield, so what you got to do is you got to get out and run on the break, and they ran the break to perfection. Nice pass from Long to McFadden, and great finish there by Jadis McFadden.
So a 1-point game, 3:05 to go in this third quarter.
And you talk about the little things. Narducci had a clean break to the basket, got the ball. Jadis McFadden knocked it away. A nice stop right there. Sterling comes back the other way, is able to convert, and now it's just down by 1.
And they did a nice job with Narducci there on the perimeter. They forced him to miss a 3 with good defense there in his face. Nice job by the Knights. They're sort of starting to keep tabs on number 10, Sam Narducci.
And the other encouraging thing was the last time they tried to feed Garrison or feed Rolfing the ball down the low post, Garrison was able to deny him the ball. And that's something we talked about, that you can't allow Rolfing to get the ball. Once he gets it, he just knows what to do, can go to the basket and finish. But if you deny him the ball, I think that's going to go a long way in defending Haddonfield down in the low post.
So again, 3:05 remaining in this third quarter. It's the Bulldogs 29 and the Knights 28. Both teams ready to come out of their timeouts. Again, glad you're with us. I'm joined by Jacob Clark and Kevin Schulz. I'm Brian McLernan, by the way.
Talk about an atmosphere, boy. You can see from our vantage point, it's like the crowd is on top of everybody.
And we're getting word that CJ just went out in the hallway. So we'll see if he's okay. Hopefully he is, because if he's not, that is the biggest loss you could have for Sterling.
Well, he's been your number 1 option all year, been your number 1 option in this game, and now Sterling really needs somebody to step up, especially defensively.
Nice find there. Here's Narducci. Pass across the court. Drive inside. Shot does not go. And it's Sterling who's able to come up with it. It's Garrison. Now he drives. Nice move. Finds McFadden. Now he drives inside. And the shot is good. The Knights have a lead. It's 30-29 with 2.5 remaining in the third.
And that's what Jadis McFadden does so well, is get a nice drive to the rim, great body control, and finishes through contest. Great job by McFadden to give the Knights a lead.
Sterling looking like they have momentum now in this third quarter, something that they've lost pretty much for the majority of it so far. Find inside. It's Garrison who slaps it away from Rolfing.
Garrison again denying him the ball. That's going to be a key here moving forward in this game.
And we've seen Walter Garrison really up his defense throughout this late postseason run, and there he does it once again.
So less than 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter. The Knights with a 1-point lead trying to add on. McFadden slowing up the pace. Makes a move, kicks it out to Garrison, then out to Arnett. Arnett chucks up a 3. Shot is no good. And it's Roddy who gets it back for Haddonfield.
And that was good ball movement there by the Knights, but also good job rotating with the ball movement there from the Bulldogs, and forced some good contest there on the shot from Zion Arnett.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that battle away from the ball between Garrison and Rolfing down on the low post, and Garrison's really getting good position right there. Gets his hand on the ball. Unfortunately, he's going to get called for the foul. But I think you got to take the chance in defending this guy that way. You know, you got to go for the ball before it gets to him, because it's almost over once he gets the ball.
Mundell checking back in for Zion Arnett, so good to see that he's all right. 1 minute and 8 seconds left in this third quarter. The Knights with a 30-29 lead. Here's Haddonfield trying to take it back.
And it's big that Mundell is now back because he's been your number one option, but it was also big that the Knights figured out how to score and defend without him on the floor just in case he gets into a little bit of foul trouble.
So Rolfing guarded by 3 defenders.
Jacob over here has got the traveling call. We got to get him down on the floor.
Let's put Jacob in pinstripes.
I mean, looked like a travel up here, but I guess they're saying that the foul happened before that third step.
3 ball, no good. Rebound there by Rolfing. He gets it back. Good find inside, but it's lost. And it's going to be Sterling ball as Zach Langen was not able to come up with it.
That's a break right there because Langen was wide open, and that would have been an easy finish for him.
And a nice job there on that possession by Travis Schmid getting out there on Sam Narducci. He was a little late, but forced just enough contest to throw Narducci off from beyond the arc.
All it takes is a hand in the face.
So here's Long trying to set up a play. Sterling again up by 1. 30 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
And I like that they're holding for the last shot here. They're just going to take their time, run the clock down with 15 seconds now. In a 1-point game, you don't even want to give the Bulldogs any momentum going into the fourth.
Gets to Schmid. He's guarded contestedly by 2 defenders, then finds Long, gets it to Garrison. Garrison inside, shot is blocked. Ball is loose. Haddonfield gets it back. No final shot, and that's going to do it here for this third quarter. The Knights with a 30-29 lead. Fourth quarter action coming up right after this. Who will host the finals? We'll find out after this.
Well, we have 8 minutes to see who is going to host the South Jersey Group 2 championship game. Sterling leads it 30-29. We have 8 minutes to go, and Kevin, again for me, this whole game comes down to what Sterling can do with Nate Roffling, number 21, underneath.
No doubt about it. I mean, initially they'd have 2 bodies go down to kind of block him, cut him off. He'd get the ball. He was just going right through people. But I think with what they adjusted to there, with having Garrison deny him the ball, that's your best shot because once he gets it, it's lights out.
Absolutely, and when you collapse down with 2 bodies, they can kick it out to their shooters out on the perimeter who are knocking it down.
So we're just about set for the final 8 minutes. The Sterling crowd has just stood up on their feet. We're back in the Sterling corner. Can Sterling do what they did 10 years ago in upsetting Haddonfield to go to a championship game that was away? The only difference is this year, if they win today, they host Middle Township on Tuesday.
And Middle Township with a huge upset over the Harvey brothers at Cinnaminson, who we saw last year in the playoffs, and they gave our boys a bit of a game. Both Harveys are now in their sophomore season over 100 threes. They got some talent over there at Cinnaminson. So Middle Township, obviously a talented team to drop off the 3 seed.
Sterling with the ball and the lead, just underway, fourth quarter.
And Jacob, I think you touched on something in that third quarter. You're talking about them having patient half-court sets, no forced opportunities, and that's what it looks like it's going to be Sterling's game plan on the offensive end in this fourth quarter.
One of the keys was value the ball. Here's CJ inside. It's blocked. CJ picks it up. It's blocked again off the leg of Haddonfield, and Sterling will get it back.
Well, that is big because they did a nice job there, the Bulldogs, by not denying Mundell the ball inside, and they did a nice job of swatting it away. However, Sterling gets it back, and they can keep running their offense.
7:27 to go in this one. Sterling by 1. Mundell from 3, drives baseline, kicks it way out. Back to CJ, lays it in. Great pass by the freshman.
And a phenomenal find there by Bramir Long. He dishes it right back to CJ. CJ, good body control and able to convert with some contact.
7 minutes to go in the game. Sterling up 32-29. They get through the full court pressure. Working hard underneath against Roffling. CJ against him. Roffling's number 21 in the low post. Now he takes possession of the ball. They back off him. Hands off. 3 is off. Kaboom! Teddy Bond for 3. And it's a tie ball game with 6:36 remaining here in this ball game.
Yeah, they initially tried to get Bond open on that baseline, and he readjusted, came out a little higher, and was able to drain one. Sterling just lost track of him on that one.
And he's going to be the guy to keep your eye on in this fourth quarter because he's a stretch big. So obviously they have Rolfing running the 5, and that's causing Sterling some problems. But they also have another tall guy out there in Bond who can do some damage at all 3 levels there at the 4.
You saw a lot of blue shirts up here in this half of the court. A lot of students here today. Big game. Glad you're with us here in Sterling TV 19. I think I'm hoping as much as anyone with a Sterling win. I prefer home broadcast, guys. Don't ask me why. I just do. It's nothing against Haddonfield. It's just the technology of on the road sometimes just doesn't work out.
Yeah, the signal just doesn't go through the cinder block walls as of yet.
Outside, we're good. Inside, we've got to come up with a plan. So 6:36 remaining here in this championship game. Tied at 32. The winner hosts the South Jersey championship game here in 2023. I'll get it right. Boy, I just aged this by a couple years. 6:36 remaining. Sterling to inbound. One of the keys to the game we mentioned is value the ball in every possession. Defense right now, Teddy Bond is on CJ. It's like a box-and-one defense. You can see how the other 4 are in zone, and Bond is on CJ. Sterling trying to get this offense going.
Well, and Bond's being very physical away from the ball right now.
Off the glass, yes, the freshman Premier Long delivers.
What a shot there by Long. Nice job, just a floater up and off the glass, and a big shot there for the true freshman Premier Long.
Always great at knowing when he gets that seam to the basket and accelerating to it and taking advantage of his chance.
Here's a 3. No good. Sterling on the rebound and not able to get it as it's taken away by Narducci. Garrison tried to do a little too much on that one.
And the officials are really letting him play, Mr. Schulz. A lot of contact there on Garrison, but no foul call. I like it in this semifinal.
No doubt about it, especially how Sterling plays aggressive defense out on the perimeter. You know, we've seen some games where they've gotten into foul trouble off of questionable calls. You're not seeing that tonight.
Mundell may have just picked up a so-called questionable foul there. That was not the kind of foul you want.
No.
But nonetheless, Mundell has just picked up a foul, and he has picked up his 3rd.
Yeah.
That is going to be a problem for Sterling.
Just as we said, they haven't been calling it too tight. Boy, that's a tough one to take.
5:26 remaining in the game. And Sterling up 2.
And another thing to point out now, they've moved Garrison now onto Rolfing, and they've switched Bond and Mundell.
Here comes CJ. Can he put it home? He's fouled, and he goes down hard. CJ, throughout the final minutes of the 3rd quarter, was in the hallway. He was being tended to by our trainer, Sean Klink. He's back into the game. Obviously, he wanted to dunk that one, and a smart foul by Haddonfield.
Yeah, can't give up the free 2, force him to the line. Good quality foul there by the Bulldogs.
Sterling up 2. CJ gets 2. Makes the 1st. Sterling has to feel good, at least if they can be up by 3 with the dangerous 3-point shooters of the Bulldogs. To put Sterling up by 4, no good. 5:20 remaining, Sterling by 3. There's this half-court trap. Get a real good view of it here.
Yeah, and that's worked for Sterling the last couple times. Obviously, the one thing you're worried about is them getting somebody open for a backdoor layup.
And there's a layup there by Ryan. Makes it a 1-point game.
Yeah, you just can't allow him to go down and finish that easily.
Good spin inside, off the glass. What a job by Jadis McFadden. Puts Sterling back up by 3.
And a phenomenal job. He just keeps driving to the rack and attacking and evading defenders at the rim. Great job by Jadis McFadden.
4:40 remaining in the game. Sterling by 3. The ball's down the floor. Here comes Long. 3-on-2. Long to his right, and it's put in. Jadis McFadden lays it in. Haddonfield calls time, and the Knights lead it 39-34 with 4:32.
Oh my goodness, if you're not excited, you should be off your seat like the super fans here. My goodness, what a turn of events. Now the Knights lead it by 5.
We talked about Walter Garrison denying Rolfing the ball. There you had Premier Long denying the ball and knowing what to do, going the other way, getting it to Jadis McFadden, and Jadis McFadden finishing like he has so many times in the second half.
He's really stepped up, especially with Mundell being out. in the hallway needing some tension. When they took him out, when he had a couple fouls going into that second quarter, he's really stepped up time and time again throughout this season.
We'll give you a shot of the capacity crowd here. Standing room only on both sides of the gym. The students, for the most part, are on this side. The parents are on the far side. You pan back to the left, you'll see the Haddonfield students on the far side, Sterling students on the near side. And so far, Nate Roffling early on in this fourth quarter has not been that big a factor, but he's going to be.
Yeah, and the other thing is, they try to get the ball to Roffling. You've had a few kick-out passes. Jacob, you had mentioned it. They're at least now getting a hand in the face of the shooter out on the perimeter, whereas before you saw guys like Narducci getting wide open looks.
Well, and I think I like how they're amping it up defensively with the half-court trap, but you also got to be careful because that leads to some unnecessary fouls. They're playing aggressive, but they got to keep that aggression in check. Another thing that they're doing really well is they're denying the ball, whether it be Garrison or Mundell, to Rolfing and creating turnovers that way.
4:32 remaining in this game. The winner hosts the South Jersey Group 2 championship game on Tuesday. Sterling by 5. A lot of smiles on the Sterling players' faces. They can feel something here.
And when we talk about a team like Middle Township, they were deadly from the outside, just like this Haddonfield team can be at times.
Rejected on a 3. CJ up the floor. Nice pass. Laid in and perfect by Garrison.
Phenomenal swat there. Nice pass from McFadden to Garrison, and he takes care of it at the rim.
And you talk about another thing. Again, previous to that, you saw James McFadden denying the backdoor opportunity by Narducci. So Sterling right now is doing the little things, and that's a big reason why they're up by 7.
41-34. We're going to get a foul away from the ball. That'll be Bermere Long on the foul. So Long picks up a foul with 3:52 remaining. That's only his first.
Yeah, as you said, not an issue. It's only his first foul, and we're pretty deep into this fourth quarter.
Yep.
He's got a couple to play with.
Nothing to worry about.
Sterling up 41-34. 3:52 remaining in this game. Defensively, what Sterling has done so far to give them the lead. Now we're getting an offensive foul against Haddonfield on the screen. So a foul on the screen. That foul went against Ryan. Fourth foul against Ryan. That is the 5th team foul.
And when we can talk about stats all we want, but momentum in high school basketball is something that won't show up in the stat sheet that plays a huge factor. And right now, Sterling has all of it.
And when you see something like that, that tells me they're frustrated not getting the same offensive opportunities they did early on in this game.
Garrison can't get it to go. Grabs his own rebound, spins, puts it in.
Oh, what a graceful spin there by Walter Garrison. Grabs his own miss and just spins right into the lane for the basket.
Yeah, his offensive play down in the low post has been such a big part of this playoff run.
9-point lead, Sterling. Partially blocked. Garrison on the rebound. Across the timeline. 3 minutes to go in this one. Sterling nursing a 9-point lead, trying to host the championship game on Tuesday.
And now, Mr. Schultz, they got to worry about the trap that Haddonfield's coming out here with. Coach Behringer's going to call a timeout.
Little extra. I think the referee did a good job of not calling anything. Bermere Long thought he was fouled, kind of pushed the ball hard into the Haddonfield player's stomach. The Sterling players are feeling it, and this is the turning point of the game right here. Can Sterling hold on, or can Haddonfield shift gears and get themselves back in it?
Well, you can tell Bond is frustrated being the only senior on this team, and he's starting to sense that his season might slip at the grass of the rival Sterling Knights. He gets into it with a freshman, Bermere Long, who has really stuck it to him as the offensive point guard. And you can see the official, no technical foul, just lets him settle it out. Nice job to get in and break it up as they both work their way back to the timeout.
And I'll go back to another little thing I saw, and just the fact that everybody is involved in this fourth quarter. You saw Johnson with that partial block, Sterling getting it going the other way and finishing. And Sterling right now is doing a great job denying the ball down to the low post and doing a lot of the little things and getting out here to a 9-point lead.
2 minutes, 55 seconds remaining. If Sterling holds on, they will host the South Jersey Championship game, and I don't believe in Sterling's history they have ever hosted the championship game. For many years, it was at a neutral site. Only within the last handful of years has it gone to the highest seed. Sterling girls have hosted a championship game in 2016 and won it over Haddonfield. The boys, though, if they can hold on, it would be their first opportunity to host it.
And we can remember what type of electric atmosphere that was for the girls' game when Haddonfield came in. Of course, the girls, as you said, Tad, coming away with the championship win.
What you're looking for here for Sterling is just a quality play, a quality shot. No bad shots here. Here we go. 2:54 remaining in this game. Looking to trap and a turnover. Coming away with it is Langen. Langen has it knocked away on a foul. It's a pretty good foul, though, by Bremere Long, who tries to help out the Haddonfield player who wants nothing to do with it.
Well, and Bond wants something to do with it because of that altercation we saw right at the bench. He's fired up, but he'll go to the line now, and Sterling really has to worry about that trap. And we saw the physicality there, no foul because the officials have been letting them play.
Yeah, their ability to handle that trap is going to determine the outcome of this game. So many times, guys, I've seen Haddonfield turn games around with the trap.
First foul shot is good for Teddy Bond. He is the only senior on the team for Haddonfield. Crowd for Sterling getting all over the Haddonfield player. Bond misses. Sterling leads it 43-35. 2:42 remaining in this one.
And you can tell that the super fans are starting to get into the heads of Bond.
Another steal. Back-to-back steals. Narducci passes off, and it's going to be Sterling ball. Sterling catches a break. 2:32 remaining in this one. They're up 43-35.
Yeah, you can't get caught handling the ball out on the wing. If you get the ball on the wing, you got to know where you're going with it because the trap is going to get out on you in a hurry.
Well, and they're catching them towards the sideline, and when we talked with a couple of players off the air, this court is more compact than the Sterling court, so it takes away some of those passing lanes that you might have back at the castle.
Teddy Long has just picked up a foul. That is the team's 6th foul. The next one will put Sterling in the 1-on-1. Second foul for Bond. And again, here's where you don't have a lot of that room. Good job by Sterling to use some clock. 2:18 and counting. Sterling up 43-35. Good baseline drive by Long, and he throws it away. 3 straight turnovers down the floor for Sterling.
And it's these late game turnovers that could really start turning the tide back towards Haddonfield. Sterling has to keep up their pressure defensively.
We near the 2-minute mark. Sterling up by 8. We now hit the 2-minute mark.
Big thing to point out is that Rolfing is not on the floor right now. Not an issue down in the low post that the Knights have to worry about.
10-footer drained by Narducci.
Yeah, and if somebody sees somebody getting trapped out on the wing, they've got to come to the ball. They got to help whoever has the ball. Whoever's handling the ball, they got to help them out. Make the pass easier.
Sterling not looking necessarily to shoot. You're going to get a foul reaching in against Zach Langen. So now it's a free throw game for Sterling, as that's the 7th team foul. We're in a 1-and-1.
Now they really got to ice the game at the line, as you just said, Mr. K, and not allow easy baskets on the other end. Now that shot that Narducci hit was off a screen, and it was a very nice, crisp shot, but they got to be able to tighten up on defense.
McFadden on a 1-and-1. Nope. Not able to get it. Sterling not able to score their last 4 times down the floor. 1:30 remaining. Haddonfield, just about anybody can make a 3 here, so they are right in this game, down 43-37. Off a pick. Layup put in. Sam Narducci makes it a 43-39 game.
Yeah, that's where the help defense has got to get over on Narducci a little bit quicker.
And the Bulldogs just refused to go away, and that was a tough shot there by Narducci. Good body control on the double clutch layup.
1 minute remaining. McFadden in the corner, comes away with it. We're under a minute to play. We're going to get a foul. Reaching in on a foul was Narducci, and now Mundell will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, they didn't like it, but he definitely got the arm.
Well, and he ended up on the ground. You can't just take the ball away and push somebody down. So clear foul there. And now your best player all season long offensively in Mundell is going to the line and can potentially ice the game.
This is a 1-and-1. First one's so important. For 4 minutes of third quarter, he was in the hallway with Mr. Klink. First free throw. No good. 5 times down the floor. Sterling has not scored. 43-39, 50 seconds remaining. Good defense by Law. 40 seconds remaining in this one. Haddonfield trailing. Driving is Narducci. Ball on the ground. Picked back up, though, by Langen, who kicks it back out. 35 seconds remaining. Here's a three. It's short. Grabbing his own rebound is Bond, and a whistle, and it's going to be against Premier Long. That is only the team's 6th foul. 29 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, that's a good foul because you have one to give right there. You're not putting him on the free throw line.
29 seconds remaining. 43-39 Sterling. Haddonfield sends it all the way back out. Ryan. Can't quite get a shot they want. Off the screen. Here's a forced shot. No good. Mondell on the rebound, and he is fouled. Fouled on the play by Teddy Bond, and Mondell will go back to the free throw line. 19 seconds remaining. That's the 9th team foul, so this is still a 1-and-1.
And got to convert on the first one here. They haven't scored, as Mr. K said, in the past 5 trips down the floor.
This first one would be huge. 43-39, Mondell with the 1-and-1. No good again. Clock will run. 18 seconds and counting. 43-39 Sterling. Driving with it is Roddy. Picks up his dribble. Goes in the corner. Game saver by Morris. They let him drive. Let him go. Laying it in is Roddy. Sterling with 6 seconds remaining. It is a 2-point lead. Sterling leading at 43-41.
And I believe Haddonfield called the timeout there, and they're going to have to foul. They're going to send someone from Sterling to the line, and they need to convert on the free throws because right now Haddonfield has momentum. And if Sterling can't cash in on at least one of the two, you're looking at the Bulldogs potentially winning the game when all 5 guys they have out on the floor can hit it from the outside.
Yeah, with 6.6 seconds left, Jacob, you said it right. You got to foul right away. I mean, maybe try a little bit to get the steal off the inbound, but after that, I mean, you got to put them on the line and try and turn things around. But Sterling just hasn't been able to hit their free throws, or this game would have been iced at this point.
Take a big breath. Sterling is going to have to inbound the ball, leading it by 2. The last 6 times down the floor, they have not scored. And remember, Haddonfield has multiple 3-point players.
Yeah. Now, this is a characteristic of the Haddonfield team and the culture that they've built over a lot of years where they've been able to come back in games or they've been down by a lot. One year they were down by 12 against Camden with about 1 minute and 50 seconds left, ended up winning that game. So this tells you a little bit about what they can do with that trap.
However, Mr. Schulz, Haddonfield right now at 9 team fouls, so they're going to pick up the 10th, and that makes it a 2 free throw no matter what.
All right, here we go. 6.6 seconds remaining to the South Jersey Championship game. Sterling inbounds, can go the length of the court. They lead it by 2, can't afford to give up a steal here. So again, 6.6 seconds remaining. Julian Johnson to inbound, looking, gets it in. Mondell is fouled. About a second goes off the clock. 5.7 on the clock. Mondell has the ball. Now the referees are talking things over. They said a timeout was called. Now Coach Barringer is trying to figure out what happened. Let's see who called time. Oh, okay, Jadis must have called time. Coach didn't want time. So let's see if they adjust the clock. I guess they're saying he got it in bounds. So there's 5.7 seconds remaining. Sterling leading it by 2. And the one guy here in the gym with all the pressure is the guy inbounding the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, usually if you're going to call a timeout in that situation, it's usually the guy inbounding the ball is going to call a timeout. But Jadis must have been just thinking he was trying to help him out. And Sterling just has to do the same thing they just did. Get the ball inbounded, get fouled, and try and make that elusive free throw.
And they revert the clock back to 6.6 seconds, so they must say that the timeout happened before they got the ball inbounds. Now the struggle is the Knights have to inbound it once again without giving up a steal. They almost gave it away the first time down the floor.
Yeah, that would be a tough break for Sterling, no doubt about it.
Jam-packed gym, 6.6 seconds remaining. Sterling to inbound. They lead it by 2. They just need to get the ball in somehow. Do they dare throw the long one? 6.6. They'll inbound it to the sophomore Johnson. He's looking. There is nothing there. Still nothing there. Gets it in. Garrison is fouled quickly. If he got that in at all, it was by a split second.
That's a great job by Johnson, not forcing things, looking where he had that little window of opportunity. And now Walter Garrison's got the opportunity to ice this game.
And he treats it like a quarterback, just reads the defense until the last second and gets it to Garrison.
If you get him on the post-game show, you guys, you got to get him on to find out what it was like trying to inbound. Here's Walter Garrison. If he can make 2, that might be enough. Sterling by 2. Can't make it again. This puts the 3-point tie in play if he makes this one. Haddonfield most likely is going to call timeout after this play regardless. 5.3 seconds left. Sterling by 2. Trying to put them up by 3. Yes. Sterling by 3 with 5.3 seconds remaining. Haddonfield's going to inbound the ball underneath us and go the length of the floor for a chance to tie it.
Well, and not ideal. You didn't knock down both. It's still a one-possession game, but still enough to make it a one-possession game to where a 2 doesn't win it. They have to hit the 3 to tie and send it to overtime.
Yeah, the pressure's squarely on Haddonfield right now.
And the next foul is a 1-and-1. So, again, that's an option, too. You can foul.
Yep.
You could do that if you chose to. Stranger things have happened. That's what they're talking about in the huddle right now. Wow.
An absolute nail-biter right now. And the Bulldogs, they're either going to have to move the ball up and get a shot with 5.3 seconds left, or they're going to get fouled and have to knock down both free throws and then foul once again.
Yeah, Sterling's probably going to they're going to play back and give the short inbound. What you don't want is the longer inbound where you have time to get a quality three-point shot. But the shorter inbound, you move the ball up the floor, take time off the clock. And as Mr. K said, if you're Sterling in that situation, if you get to somebody, you can foul them and have them go to the line because you're up by 3 right now.
The one thing you don't want to do is foul on the three-pointer.
Yeah.
So you can foul anywhere you want except on a three-point shot. We'll see what Sterling comes out with here.
And I don't think they want to intentionally foul because of the struggles at the free throw line throughout this fourth quarter.
There you see where the ball's going to be in bounds. They have to go the length of the floor. A three-pointer can tie it. 5.3 seconds remaining. Zach Langen to inbound. He has 2 players at midcourt. Sends it up there all the way down. It's intercepted by Garrison, and he is fouled with 2.9 seconds remaining. And if he can make 1 free throw, the game is going to be over.
Well, they try to go with the long pass. The advantage for Sterling in that situation is you have more time to react, and Garrison can give Sterling their biggest win in a long time.
Well, and for Haddonfield, they send it back. There's 4 Sterling defenders there just hawking over the ball, and Garrison picks it off like a free safety.
Right. Now the referees are coming, and they might they're seeing who the foul is against, I guess. All right, here comes Garrison now. 3-point lead. If he makes 1, it's over. He gets 2 here because it's the 10th team foul. So Garrison to put Sterling into the championship game. Misses the first. Haddonfield still has life. 2.9 seconds remaining. If they get a rebound, they'll call timeout. 2.9 remaining.
Need this one.
If he makes it, we have a date with the championship game. It's good. 2.9 seconds remaining. Sterling that far away from hosting their first ever championship game.
Boy, not only winning a semifinal game, but at Haddonfield in a tough atmosphere here. But boy, the super fans came out for Sterling and really kind of nullified what Haddonfield brings to the table with their fan base. But still, what a job.
Revenge is sweet, isn't it, Mr. Schultz? I mean, they beat us by 20 at their place. They hype it up. They think that we're nothing. And we come in here, and now we're up by 4 with
guys,
3 seconds left.
This was a Sterling team that had that late season slump. Then in the last 3 or 4 games, kind of got themselves out of it and are playing a lot like they had in the early part of the season when they beat Haddonfield and really put them in a good spot here to go to Sterling and win the championship.
Here we go. 2.9 seconds remaining. Sterling up by 4. Haddonfield inbound. They get it in, looking for a shot. It's not going to matter. Sterling has a date with the championship game on Tuesday.
And to come in and win on the road, be the villain, is fantastic. And the Knights dancing on that H is going to make everyone at the Castle smile on Monday.
Yeah, and this was a win that was totally a team win. Everybody played a part in what Sterling was able to do here today.
Well, Sterling pays back Haddonfield for what Haddonfield did to Sterling last season. Sterling won the division. Haddonfield upset them in the playoffs. This year, Haddonfield wins the division. The only difference is now Camden isn't sitting in the championship game.
An opportunity that just a week and a half ago, you thought would not exist. Now Sterling's got a real chance against a Middle Township team coming into the Castle.
You see the players right there on the field. It's got to be a great feeling for them, saluting the super fans. We are obviously going to have a post-game show. Jumping into the crowd is Jadis McFadden. Gives some hugs out.
The Lambeau leap right there, right?
He did it, yeah. And now Travis Schmidt, he's jumped into the crowd to the left side. He's going in over there. CJ throws his uniform up. Well, I guess Jake and Kevin, we are going to send you guys down on the court. We'll take a break, and we will come back with the post-game show. So you guys go wrangle us up some Knights as we get ready for the South Jersey Championship game Tuesday in Sterling's gym with all our home equipment. We'll be back with the post-game show in a moment.
Welcome to the Channel 19 post-game show. Sterling wins this one to move on to the South Jersey Group 2 final game. CJ, phenomenal game from you tonight. Give us a little insight. You were a little banged up in that third quarter, had to go out to the hallway and get treatment from Sean Clegg. But talk about how you battled through adversity and came back to finish out the game and ultimately win it.
Well, when I went out, I felt it coming in the second quarter, but I just played through it. Then I just felt like it was going to come out, so I just threw up, got it out my system, drank some water, and got back in, just start playing hard. It was win or go home, and I don't want to go home. I'm trying to win, get a title.
And obviously you being out on the floor were the number one problem for the Haddonfield defense, scoring from all 3 levels. Talk about the different defensive looks they gave you, either from the box and one, the zone, the man-on-man. Give us a little insight on how you were able to beat it on all 3 occasions.
To be honest, it didn't matter if they was in like a box and one or 2-3 or man, because I have other teammates. We can all score from all different levels and types of ways. So it was just what they choose to get killed with. They choose 2-3, we was going to shoot the lights out. They chose man, we was going to kill them and go to the rack.
And obviously it was a tightly contested game all throughout. Talk about some of the things that went on in the timeouts in the huddle between Coach Behringer and the team.
In the timeouts, he was just telling us to run through our stuff. Where he already knew we was going to win. So it was just like we got to execute, get our stuff done, finish strong, and just go home.
And what does it mean to be the first team on the boys' side to host a South Jersey Group 2 final game at the Castle?
To be honest, it really feels good. I've never had this experience. I almost had it last year, but we lost. in the second round. But this year we're in the finals and we're hosting it, and we haven't been in that situation in probably 20 years either.
Thank you, CJ. Phenomenal game tonight. Now joined by Julian Johnson. Julian, phenomenal game. Give us a little insight on what was going on that inbound play late when you needed to get it in, and it almost looked like it wasn't going to happen, but you made it happen at the last second.
Took patience and confidence, you know. Like a game like this, can't make the wrong decision. So coach puts all his trust in me, put the balls in my hand, and I made the right decision.
And obviously you're one of the younger guys, one of the sophomores. Talk about what this final experience is going to mean for you at a very early rate in your career.
It's great. It's great, and we're just gonna add on to that, you know, like the guy, my seniors right here. Last year they had to take the L, they weren't crying, and I told them before this game that we weren't going home like that, and I had their back the whole game, so we got the dub.
And you did a nice job of really amping up the pressure defensively when needed to. Give us a little insight on how you were able to be aggressive without fouling.
It's just, you know, I work a lot in practice with Coach Barrett, and moving my feet, keeping my hands up, defending the ball, and now it translates to the game. So now I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm good with it.
Thank you, Julian. Great game tonight. And joined now by Walter Garrison. Walter, phenomenal game. Talk about the pressure that you must have felt when you had to ice the game at the line.
I was scared. We was only up by 2, but I mean, luckily I hit 2 of the 4 that I shot, which was enough to win the game. So I'm happy I hit them, going to the next round.
And you had a lot of matchups down in the low post on number 21, Nate Rolfing. Talk about the ability to deny him the ball and force turnovers. That really helped you guys win here today.
He was big. He was strong, so I just had to be real aggressive down low. And kind of when I started kind of roughing him up, you see, I had a lot of steals, a lot of deflections on the, on the ball, which allowed everybody else to get steals. So.
And then obviously defensively, you were able to deny him the ball. Offensively in the post, you did a nice job on the board, scoring down low. Give us a little more insight on how you get looks so openly there at the rim.
Yeah, well, you see the first half, he was blocking everything. And even when I wasn't trying to shoot it and I was trying to pass, he was deflecting the passes. He's just big. So second half, I had to come with some more energy, use my pump fakes, things like that. And I ended up scoring the ball.
And what does it mean to you guys as a team to be the first team in Sterling boys history to host the South Jersey Group 2 final?
It's big. Behringer was telling us about it yesterday during practice, saying that this would be the first time ever. And this is a big thing for us, especially since they beat us last year to go to the championship. So, yeah, this is a big thing. So hopefully we can bring it home.
Thank you, Walter. Phenomenal game today. Now joined by Vermeer Long. Vermeer, phenomenal game. You did a nice job defensively in the clutch, really locking down the ball handlers. Give us a little more insight on what it means to amp up defense when the times get tough.
Every team's going to go on their run no matter, what team we're playing. Haddonfield's a great team. So Barron just told me to come out and make sure I pressure their guards like I did the last 2 games that we played, and it'll lead us to what happened today, and we got the dub.
And you play with a lot of passion and a lot of fire. Can you give us a little more insight on how that translated to the altercation with Teddy Bond there on the sideline while going to the timeouts?
Things happen. The super fans were here round for us, so once stuff got rowdy, they heated him up, and it just made him out of the game a little bit.
And give us a little insight on your ability to not only facilitate but score at the rim when you got the ball. We saw a couple floaters, nice dishes out. Give us a little insight on how you were able to both score and facilitate when it mattered most.
I'm more of a pass first to get everyone else involved. But if it's open and it's the right shot, then I'll shoot it every time. But more than likely, I'm open, looking to get my guys open.
And give us a little more insight on what it means for you guys to be the first team in Sterling boys history to host a South Jersey Group 2 final.
It means a lot to us and the guys, especially because we worked so hard all season. We had our ups and downs, but through all of it all, we still came out and we did what we had to do tonight.
Thank you, Vermeer. Great game today.
No problem. Thank you.
Now joined by Travis Schmid. Travis, obviously battling that ankle injury, but you're now back. Give us a little more insight on what it means now to play in a high-pressure environment this early in your career only as a sophomore.
Yeah, especially coming back off injury. This was sold out today, so, there was people all over the place. It was loud. It was hard to hear each other on the court. But as a sophomore and being so young, that's already enough pressure because it's you got to step up. You're playing for seniors. You're playing for yourself. Me as a sophomore, this is the biggest game I've ever played in. But especially with the injury, too, it's I need to play the best I can. And it was today, it was bothering me a little bit, but I knew adversity is what's gonna get us make us stronger as a team. So today, it was up and down. They had their run. Haddonfield's great. So yeah.
And you're a really versatile defender. Talk about the battle not only down in the low post when you got caught down there on number 21, Nate Rolfing, but also the battle on that perimeter with number 10, Sam Narducci, being able to cash in from the outside.
Yeah, Narducci's great. I mean, he's a great shooter. You can't leave him open for any amount of time because he's going to knock it down. I mean, he knocks down contest shots. He hit a couple ones deep in the corner early in the game. But then that big kid, number 21, I don't know his name, but he's physical. I mean, I'm big, I'm strong, but like he puts up a tough fight down there because he's going to get rebounds, he's going to block shots, he can score, he can just finish all around the rim. So it's tough. You got to know your matchups because sometimes I'm out on the perimeter playing, and I got to have a shooter, and then the next possession I could be down low. So I just got to be ready for anything.
And obviously a really heated game between the Superfans and the Rowdy Gang of Haddonfield. Give us a little insight on how that pressure built into some of the timeouts and what was going on in the timeouts.
Yeah, with the Superfans behind us, I mean, it was loud, but they always play for us. They're there for us. I'm sorry. We play for them. They're there for us. So it's cool. I mean, they're loud. I mean, it gets kind of distracting sometimes, but I think them being here was a huge momentum push for us today because we went down and they stayed with us. They didn't stop chanting. They were loud, stuff like that. They kept us in the game. The momentum that they give us, and then when we play good, they get louder. I think we play off them. We feed off them.
And give us a little insight. Obviously, tensions were high, and Haddonfield let their emotions get the best of them towards the end of that game. Talk about how you guys were able to keep your composure.
Yeah, they let their emotions show. I mean, it's a tough game. I mean, this is one of the biggest rivalries probably in South Jersey. So it's like we knew we had to stay calm because it's a close game. We can't afford to have someone get ejected, technicals, anything dumb that's going to risk them going to the free throw line, having the ball late in the game. So we just all kept cool.
Thank you, Travis. Great game today. And now joined by Jadis McFadden. Jadis, your ability to score and drive to the rim was really something that kept this team consistently in the game. Give us a little more insight on, especially when CJ's not there, how you're able to step up.
I just know if CJ's not there on the court, then I have to be that leader on the floor to guide my teammates, and we got the victory tonight.
And you did a phenomenal job defensively of really locking them down on the perimeter. Give us a little more insight on how that defense was really able to come up clutch towards that fourth quarter.
I mean, Behringer preached it all year. I mean, if we play defense, the offense will come, and we locked in to play defense today.
And what does it mean for you guys to be the first Sterling team ever on the boys' side of things to host a South Jersey Group 2 final game?
Feels great. We're making history, and hope we finish the job.
Thank you, Jadis. Great game today. And now just waiting on Coach Behringer. Once again, the Knights are the first team to ever host a Group 2 final game. It'll be at the Castle. Coach Behringer, great game today. Talk about the high playoff atmosphere between the Superfans brought it for us and the Rowdy Gang brought it for them. Talk about how loud it was in this gym and how you guys were able to keep your composure.
Listen, we're able to keep our composure because this isn't our first rodeo, right? Like I told the guys to enjoy it. When it was the first game, I told them to enjoy it the second game, and they came in here and they were really enjoying the experience. And the Superfans, kudos to where am I looking up there? Kudos to the Superfans for bringing the energy. I mean, it was a sea of blue. Whenever you guys did a fantastic job, we couldn't have done it without you. And we'll see you back on Thursday.
And
Tuesday.
And it was a phenomenal job, especially when your number one option, CJ Mundell, wasn't out there, that you guys were able to figure it out offensively and defensively. Give us a little insight on how this was such a team win.
It's a team win because when we went over the game plan to really just give, stun at or give extra help, and what we didn't do well last time because we weren't ready for, to number 4. And, everybody just stuck to the game plan. It comes when Bramir is off the ball and giving extra help. It comes when Jules and those guys are being big for no easy entry passes. CJ not letting them catch the ball easy. Walt sagging off his man and doing his responsibility, and they just did a great job.
I'm talking about Walter Garrison. Talk about how much it meant to have a junior come on and ice the game, at the line, at the free throw line.
Well, it's huge because, Walt's just starting to get into what the brotherhood is, and he's buying into it, and he fully believes in it too. So when he came in, I'm sure he wanted to ice it for just those guys. He always talks about doing something and winning something for these seniors, and he did a great job of sealing the deal for us.
Last question for you, Coach. You coached the first boys team to ever host a Group 2 final at Sterling. Talk about how much that means for you guys as a group.
It's not so much us, but it's for you guys. Right? It's for you guys to be able to come here and celebrate. The us part is putting in the work and making sure that our hard work pays off. what it means for everyone is really for the community. So you guys come out and support and just, have pride and have Sterling pride.
Thank you, Coach. Great win tonight. We'll see you Tuesday.
Sounds good. See you Tuesday.
I'm going to grab this and we'll bring everybody in for one more thing here. Now, again, we want to let everybody at home know we apologize for all the technical difficulties we have on the road. Guess what? We don't have technical difficulties at home. So if I can find Mr. Manlaw, can somebody ask him if he knows what time the game's going to be? That would be a first start. We're going to find that out first. Kevin, Brian, I'll let you had a chance to announce. What do you think about today?
Oh, it was electric, dude. It was the crowd being here. Sterling fans really showed out today. The super fans, just having this playoff environment in just a big rivalry playoff game. You can't have anything better than that. It was just incredible with this atmosphere.
Jules, we'll give you a last word here.
Yeah, I just like the fact that, and we had everybody on here because everybody was involved in this win. And you always hear coaches say when you get into the playoffs, 1 or 2 or 3 guys can't do it. You need help from everybody, and you got it on offense and defense. And, man, can't be happier for Coach and these group of young men.
All right, I'm going to let Jake say something here. Or not Jake. Well, we'll let Jake, then we'll get Ben.
It was a phenomenal win, and they feed off the energy, and the energy was here. We needed the super fans on Tuesday to keep that energy up, and I just got one thing to say. That's go Knights.
Say something meaningful?
Go Knights.
Very good. I like it. Well, what we're looking at, we thank Mr. Strauss up there, Mr. Rattano behind the camera as well, doing an outstanding job. The game right now, we're told, is scheduled for 5:30 on Tuesday. 5:30 on Tuesday, the South Jersey Group 2 Championship game. For all these guys, the guys up there, congratulations to the team. We'll talk to you next time right here on Sterling Channel 19.